Okay, we're here to hook up a gas range today, and as you can see, we start off with a 3/4 inch pipe nipple, and someone's put together a bunch of fittings, and this is what we ended up with. So what we're going to do is remove some of the unnecessary fittings and get rid of that galvanized coupling in there. Galvanized pipes are not recommended for gas lines because some of the galvanized coating can flake off and get stuck in a valve or an orifice. So first step we're going to do is shut the gas off. You can do that by turning the gas valve completely sideways, just like this. Okay, now that we have the gas turned off, we can go ahead and use an adjustable wrench and take the hose off. And once we get the hose off there, we're going to look inside and just kind of run our finger around, make sure that it's smooth. There is a flare on this hose that mates with the flare on the pipe, so you want to make sure there's no dirt, debris, or anything inside that. We'll also check the fitting here just to make sure that it's smooth. The next thing we're going to do is take off the male adapter. This is a male adapter that goes from 3/4 inch pipe to 5/8 inch flare, and you want to use an adjustable wrench. You don't want to use a pipe wrench or anything with teeth or you'll mar the surface. So just go ahead and take that out of there, and we'll do a little inspection, make sure all the threads are good and the flare is nice and smooth. And there you have it. Next, we're going to use our pipe wrench and remove the galvanized coupling. Get that loose with the pipe, and then we can go ahead and unscrew it by hand. Next, we're going to take off the 3/4 inch nipple, and to do that we put an adjustable wrench on the gas valve shutoff, and then we'll use a pipe wrench on the 3/4 nipple and just loosen it up. And the reason we're using an adjustable wrench, just to hold that valve in place so it doesn't break it loose and cause a leak somewhere down the line. And once we get the 3/4 inch nipple off there, we want to make sure we get all the debris out, do an inspection on the threads there, and then get ready to put the adapter on. Before we do that, we want to put some thread sealing compound on. Make sure you have the right kind that goes for gas. There's also a different one for water lines. Some of them are interchangeable, but you want to make sure that you do get the correct one. As long as it says rated for gas lines, that's okay. Here we're just going to go ahead and clean off the threads. This adapter had some tape on it before. You can also use tape. On this one I'm going to use the compound. So I just went ahead and cleaned that off. And what you want to do is just put a little bit on there, and you can work it around with your fingers. You want to make sure you use enough so that you cover all the threads, and it'll cover all the threads once you tighten it up. We're going to go ahead and put the adapter on, and I highly recommend hand tightening it first. That way you don't have a chance of cross-threading it. Make sure that you don't mess up the threads. And then to tighten it up, I'm going to go ahead and use 2 adjustable wrenches. Again, one to hold the valve as I tighten the adapter. That way I don't loosen any of the pipe fittings below this area and cause an unnecessary leak. Okay, now that I've got my adapter snugged up, I can go ahead and put the hose on now. I want to put it on by hand first, get it hand tight. And then just like before, I'm going to use 2 adjustable wrenches. One to hold the adapter, and then the other one to go ahead and tighten the hose. And you want to snug that down pretty good. Don't over tighten it, but you want to get it snug enough so that you don't have any leaks. Okay, now that we have the hose tightened up, we can go ahead and turn the gas on. And all we have to do is turn the valve 90 degrees, and we have our gas on. Now it's time to check for any leaks that we might have. And to do that, you can use soap and water, like a dishwashing soap and some water, or they sell a commercially available leak detect solution. You just pour that on there and kind of move it around, make sure it's covered all the joints and fittings, and see if there's any bubbles. If there's any bubbles, then we go back and retighten. Looks like this one's okay. And the very last step is to check all the burners, make sure they work. And this is how you hook up a gas range. Thanks for watching.